We still have 5 minutes courtesy in case someone comes late. And meanwhile, get comfortable. Just basics. You're gonna stay quiet for a while and still. So let your body find a comfortable position. The best way for this is to actually keep your spine straight, although at first it may not seem usual. But if you're gonna stay like this for longer than 10, 20 minutes, you're gonna notice that it's actually important. Your spine is straight, then all the muscles can just hang from your skeleton. For people who are relatively new to meditation, may have a lot of sensation, like sporadic releases of your nervous system. So many people feel compelled to scratch, or soft, uncomfortable pain or blocking sensation. But try to ignore it. Otherwise, your body will ask you to move all the time. Try to ignore it, but if it's very uncomfortable, of course, please change the position so you can sustain the deeper relaxation possible to cultivate clear and vivid attention. At first, just imagine that you're taking a nap while sitting. You're pretending that you're meditating, but you're just resting. As easy as when you go to bed at night and you just slide out of being absorbed in the world. Just kind of take a break from everything. Your mind will keep moving, that's okay. You may have a noisy mind or less noisy mind. In any case, just completely bypass. What we're doing here doesn't require the activity of your mind. So whatever compelling argument comes to your mind that you should be thinking of, just remember that that's actually the distraction. That's the way we perpetuate suffering and negative emotions in our lives, by being distracted all the time. So meditation is an invitation of letting go of that distractions. It's not something that you try hard. More like you become less and less active, but you remain conscious. You will notice if you don't do anything or you lower your activity, that your body will start releasing tension spontaneously. allow that to happen. If you had feedback to monitor your attention and relaxation, which will measure the quality of your meditation, for most people, after a couple of minutes of staying in here, they will space out and their relaxation or their attention wouldn't improve. That's where meditation techniques come to help you navigate deeper and deeper. So noticing your body sitting on the floor. Notice the weight of your body. Some people find it relaxing when they think of the heaviness of their body, the gravity pulling down. And some people find it more relaxing when they just find their body lighter. Explore to see what works better for you. Heavier or lighter? Just increase the intensity of that sensation. And let your body settle. In an effortless stillness. Now bring your attention to your breath. Notice how the air comes through your nose and the diaphragm pushes your guts down and it feels that even your lower belly is expanding. whenever it feels smooth and easy. For most people, helps if you give it a touch of depth. You consciously stretch your breath. It could be slow. You don't need to force the breath at all. But if you stretch it, you'll notice a deeper opportunity to relax, to let go of the involuntary tension and activity. Enjoy every breath like the units of life force. In Chinese medicine, the life of a person is not determined by the time, but by the number of breaths they have. It's a beautiful idea to make the most of every breath consciously. Don't force it to make it slow. At the same time, embrace its space. Without making much effort, if you stretch your breath on the extremes, you will notice there is a little bit of tension, like a unconscious emotional tension. So the breath becomes a great opportunity to relax that very gently, stretching your breath and releasing the tension that is blocking life force. Always gentle, always feeling good. Nice and easy. At this point, your breath should be around twice as double as it was before. But it came out of relaxation. You didn't push your breath to stretch it. Just gently invite it to release the tension in the extremes of the breath. Little by little, the breath is slow, calm, pleasurable. Immerse your full attention on every detail of the breath. The emotional sense of breathing in and out, taking and giving. Once your breath is slow and easy, start noticing how when you breathe in, there's a sensation coming up from the back of your spine to the top of your head. When you breathe out, the same sensation goes from the front side down, your chest, belly. So every breath is a cycle of up and down through your spine. When you breathe in, follow your breath up your spine to the top of your head. And when you breathe out, follow it down. Keep your breathing gentle, slow if possible. Without forcing it. Slow movement. There is a lot of power in slow movements. Your mind, out of habit, may start thinking. That's really okay. Just ignore it as you ignore the sound from the water in the pipes or sounds in the street. It's okay. Just don't react to them. They are there. On the other hand, you have your attention that is free from your mind, actually. And if if you invest your attention on following your breath up and down the spine, noticing every sensation on real time, you will also notice you sort of disengage from your mind, from the discursive mind, goes more into the background. This moment becomes more vivid. This flow of the breath up and down, setting an energy in motion that in many traditions they use to meditate longer, with more clarity. Relax when you breathe in, relax when you breathe out. Whenever you're distracted, it's okay. Just go back gently to the vividness of following the breath up and down the spine with a general tone of relaxation in every cycle. If you sustain consistent, if you sustain your attention for breaths, you will notice how your vitality start lighting up, and as if your body will have more energy. And the more attention and relaxation, the bigger the amount of that energy cleaning up your nervous system up and down your spine. Now that you set that flow up and down the spine, let it sustain itself. So even when you don't follow it, it was still moving. Just set it in motion with your attention. If you sustain your relaxation, it will keep moving on its own. And as we are able to leave that flow on its own, now take the reference of your heart, center of your chest, in a more steady way. Let your attention sink in the center of your chest. You will need to relax from your head to let it go, to fall down. So the center of gravity of your attention is based in the center of your chest. Surrendering thinking, surrendering anything. Just being. The flow in your spine is still going on, but you don't do it. And your heart opens. Sense of space around your chest appears. Feel your breath in your chest and notice this breath going on space around your chest, as big as the room. Your mind will try to contract your attention, your head. It's okay, just release it and settle the center of your aliveness in your heart. Feeling the breath, opening from your heart around the space bigger than the room. Bigger than the building. Bigger than the city. Bigger than the country. The continent, the planet. The solar system. All that space and your heart in the center of it. Your breath filling up all that space with a gentle flow. The more you relax, the bigger the space. And with complete surrender, embrace all the universe in your heart. Whatever is in the universe, it's some way inside your heart. The planet is inside your heart. Your heart has an infinite space that embraces everything. And the flow of breath is synchronized with everything that's moving inside that unlimited space. deeper you're relaxed, the more clear you can feel the whole universe moving inside the space of your heart. Flow of your breath permeating everything that exists, every particle of matter, this universe. It's a silent, huge space and vibrant emptiness full of potential. Your heart synchronizing with the rest of the universe, and the rest of the universe synchronizing with your heart. A deep sense of relaxation, allowing the presence of everything. Your breath gentle, deep, slow, and as big as the universe. And more. And the totality of movement, the whole universe, equals stillness. So this huge space, unlimited space, impossible to conceive with your mind, but possible to feel with your heart. It is also still. And it embraces all the movement in the universe with its stillness. Always discovering new levels of relaxation and clarity of this experience without words, beyond the mind. Feeling the presence and aliveness of all the universe to the point that you cannot distinguish where you end and the rest of the universe starts. There's only one universal flow orchestrated, and your heart can feel the beat of that orchestration. You can carry the whole universe in your heart. If you just open it and allow it. Keep surrendering deeper and deeper to this presence. And releasing fears. Fears so deep that are unconscious until you pay attention to them. And they dissolve in the presence of your awareness. All the existential fears disappear when you completely surrender to what is. Just surrender your illusions, your personal view. And the universe still the same. You're safe. You can relax deeper and deeper. use your breath to release deeper and deeper. Completely surrender to the moment and the presence of everything. Transcend your habitual threshold of relaxation. Go beyond. Deeper than you ever relax in your life. And see what happens. Your mind will try to contract your attention. Just go back to your breath, relaxing every breath. Like a rope that leads you deeper and deeper beyond your mind, time, space. Point that there is nothing bigger or smaller. There's no past, there's no future. Surrender so much But there is no mental activity. There's only presence and stillness. We're going to finish very soon. So take the opportunity to go beyond your threshold, to trust, and experiment what happens if you surrender completely. How deep can you go? Now just rest. There's not even the intention to meditate. There's just deep sense of presence. Just being alive. To the most fundamental level. What happens when you retract attention from your mind? Just open it instead of being locked, concentrated on imagining and thinking. When you just open, what happens? What do we find when we just let go of our personal thinking? When everything calms and there's only freshness and presence. So certainly many things come up in between. Our mind doesn't want to stop moving. Bring up fears. As someone needed their drug, like something in you doesn't want to stop. Why? There's no logical reason for that. Why can't you just, for a few minutes, just rest your mind? Why do we need to be just watching and hearing things in our mind? Someone would say, okay, we may be distracting ourselves. But that brings another question, even more interesting. What and why are we distracting ourselves with thoughts? What must be that unbearable thing that pushes us to create illusions in our mind, to follow every thought just to not touch the ground? What is the ground? Why are we afraid of it? Why the mind doesn't want to stop? It doesn't want us to retract our concentration from the mind. Why? It's trying to distract us all the time. What could we be possibly afraid to find if we stop thinking? If we stop distracting ourselves? What can be in this moment that is so unbearable that we need to be thinking in a different time all the time? What are we so afraid of? These are questions no mind wants to ask itself. But it always puzzles me to see the simplicity of the illusion we're living in. Because if we want to find the truth, the truth cannot be moving all the time. Why are we creating all these projections in our head and never fully experiencing what is. And the interesting thing to find is that although this may look like direct, brutal psychotherapy or something like that, like directly pointing to the deepest of your secrets, the truth is that it's like when you wake up from a nightmare and you turn on the light. As far as there is presence and interest, you never find that you fear of. You were so afraid. Isn't that interesting? All our pain, our suffering lives in the darkness of our own attention. And we created this basement of unconscious stuff that we don't want to look at. And we keep trying to distract us all the time because we're afraid that if we just land, we will relive some sort of experience we rejected and we're still resisting. But the price to keep ourselves distracted is very high because we keep masking parts of life and our enjoyment become more narrow to the point that people who are psychiatrically ill, they just cannot at all perceive directly what's happening. Beautiful news is, as much as you may be afraid of opening the door, and that's the reason why we keep thinking, because there's something after that door that we don't want to see. That's okay. That's okay. But what happens if one day you get tired, you open the door? Your mind tell us that you can't stop thinking. You must be thinking on something, otherwise something will go wrong. But is that true? What happens if you surrender so much, become so present in this moment that your mind is just a little spot? All your thoughts, all your problems are tiny because you feel everything. Well, there's only peace. There's only calm. There is literally nothing else. When you cross the clouds of your own thoughts, there is nothing. In Buddhism, they talk all the time about the concept of emptiness. All the time. Crucial. And although I wouldn't refer it as emptiness, but I really understand how they emphasize so much on emptiness. Because once you relax enough to convey enough attention and clarity, you realize that there is nothing that is substantial in this world. Everything is just coming and going. Even the perception of your own body is a mental construct. When you try to see the experience, there's only little parts popping in. This thing just popping in. But it's that we were just seeing just little bits of things, and our mind puts it all together into a reality. So the moment you start challenging that structure of personal reality, something's like, no. And uses definitely fear is probably the last of its resources. But as you just stop relaxing, and that's exactly what happened in every beautiful moment in your life, there are just things coming and going. There is nothing to fear in this moment. And fear is the grounding for all the suffering you could ever feel in your life. And it's fueled by thinking. So it's a really important experiment to give it a try. So most people, when they try to meditate, they don't go deeper, then they go sharper. They don't relax enough, so they get kind of hang on some sort of like feeling. Sometimes it opens all these releases of blockings, but if you just stay in there, again, the Tibetan word for meditation is familiarity, which I think is just genius. There's nothing else to it. You just stay there, and it just self-releases. And as much our mind will try to take our attention as much as possible and will fight till the end, there is a point where the mind cannot function without your attention. It's monsters like air monsters, they just de-inflate when you're not giving attention to it. So all these techniques of focusing something simple in front of you will already release a lot of that compulsive mental activity. I think that's what most people find, but I think it's also very relevant to say and to mention what happens if you bring it to the extreme. What do you find if you keep nurturing that relaxation and that attention? Does it ever stop? I never heard of anyone that really purge the whole depth of it. The good news is, beyond certain stages of bumpiness, and our mind is really programmed. We've been living in this illusion for such a long time that, of course, many things are going to come up, but still, at some point, hopefully for most of you, the experience starts becoming clear. You see it, you meditate, calm, your ranking of relaxation goes up, your ranking of attention goes up, and just clarity, and your personal world start losing its grab on you, and there's only maybe at first some sort of neutral air, but calm. But if you just start releasing that energy, where do you get? And the answer is unlimited peace. Joy. And just being conscious that we are alive should be enough to feel grateful, to feel that you want to celebrate so much that you don't feel that you need anything to distract you. You're just so fulfilled on the sense of, on the joy of being alive, that everything is a gift. Every moment is a gift. There is no thing you have to do that is more important than what you're doing. Doing house chores are not less important than doing your job. And as strange this may seem, just the flavor of permanent vacations. The freedom of realizing that joy, that fullness of experience we are craving, and we try to get it through things, and to by design moments and design circumstances and manipulating people to do what we want to have it. Just to realize that actually this joy is just already there. That's the frustration. You cannot make it happen. As we all feel this human hamster wheel of goals. Get a new goal. I was invited to talk in a I don't know how to describe an event of people who are describing for quality of longer lifespan and what it means to be older. And the whole point of the event, the motto of the event was like finding goals. And I tried to avoid and find a way through, but I couldn't. And I just have to bring up this. And the founder told me to stop talking. I was just directly sabotaging the whole idea of you need to create a better future, a better retirement, you need to challenge society. You need to, of course, all of that sounds great coming from where we're coming, but it's just gonna create a different kind of pain. That's the beauty of discovering that what we call pleasure is just another side of pain. It's very liberating. And to see that, and I really hope that for example, this sort of feeling of the flow of the breath, there is all these descriptions of this energy that's pulling you. It's pulling you, and you start just clearing up, and it's joyful. Without going that far, you don't need to be a master of meditation to already start noticing, no, wait, this it just brings you sense of enjoyment. And the more you nurture into it, the more you start feeling that you have what you need. That flow is always with you if you let it happen, of course. We're blocking it with all this emotional and thinking complexities, but if you just keep it open, you find that walking on the street, walking on the most beautiful beach on earth, loving someone, everything is the joy, that common denominator of what we call a great experience is something that is already there. Which is, of course, this just breaks directly all the foundation of our world based on, now, strive a little bit for tomorrow. No, this cannot be it. You need to find another reason why to, no, this cannot be it. You cannot just sit and relax. You're denying reality. But what is reality? A state where you are so drunk, so numb that things are not stable, and think, a little bit less than that is thinking all the time. We are all the time in a movie, and someone comes, and you could, if you observe your mind a little bit, hopefully most of you know how many judgment triggers to meet a person or to go to a place. It just triggers so much conditioning in you, and this conditioning goes off, and you're not exactly the same person whenever you talk to that one, or when you talk at work, or when you talk to a a friend, when you talk to someone you admire, when you talk to someone you despise, when you're here, you're there, you're something. You're just changing all the time. And we call that reality. So the question, okay, fine. What is real? Well, a good logic would be something that is real is something that persists deeper and is more immutable. And that is, to find that, you need to stop letting go of all these activities and just finding what is underneath, what is below all this mental activity, what is below these thoughts, what is below, what is the ultimate background of experience. And isn't it peaceful? I don't want to say joyful or ecstatic to frighten, but just peaceful. Just that ultimate relaxation we are looking for all the time. We are looking for finally getting the food and, oh, I have that food. Finally getting all that money in your bank account and, oh, I got now my money. Finally getting the love of your life and marrying you. Oh, I got married, and you just relax. And you feel good. Just until the next thought comes and there is a problem with your honeymoon reservation. I don't know. Your money in your account is just, you have so many things to take care of now with all that money. Are people talking to you because they know you have so much money? The most important thing, how are you going to keep that money safe for your future? That's a good one. Because how you do that, really? I'm becoming worried about it. So, oh my God, where does that end? Is this something that practically makes sense to you from your experience? That is calmer, whatever is the depth you're going. And this depth is only characterized by your surrender to it. So someone could do huge improvements. Any of you could become a master of meditation very quickly if you're just ready to, as they call it, like dying. The sense of psychologically just giving up everything just to find out what is truth beyond your or mental. Is this your experience? And me, very, very relative. I know I bring it a bit more intense probably that most people feel it, but isn't it like that? I think it's a very point that no matter the degree, but it always goes calmer. If it doesn't go calmer, it's because something is more active. Maybe an emotional pattern. Okay, fine, that's okay. But with a little bit of calm, you will learn to let that go. The question is, the deeper you go, the more you surrender all this personal world and all this activity, don't you find calm? I think calm is good enough. So I hope you find refuge. You find safe. You're discovering your own freedom to be calm no matter what. Thank you for sharing your silence with me. Thank you all for making this campfire of attention and relaxation, and I find it most relevant to sit with you and to share this. So I thank you.